Hello and welcome to the next Sunday Fun Day Let's Play. Dune 2000, made by Westworld Studios in about 1998. Some call this a sequel to Dune 2. It's more of a remake. And Dune 2 really is just sort of a retelling of the original Dune. I was thinking about doing the original Dune 2, but going back and working at that original interface, it's terrible. I mean, it's the first real-time strategy game, and you can tell so much. Besides, Dune 2000 adds something that wasn't in Dune 2. If you watched the intro video, you would have noticed that there's full motion video. Yes, this is during the era where people loved putting in full motion video into their games, and typically the acting is really bad, and this game is no exception. But there's a treat. There's a treat in this game if you play one certain, storyline. So we're going to start a new game. And we're going to play easy because I want to beat the game. I'm not here to prove anything.
On this planet, you will die. We have seen it.
That's pleasant.
But the Sisterhood of the Bene Gesserit has been wrong before, from time to time. I am Lady Alara, bound concubine and truthsayer to the Padishah Emperor.
Okay.
I booked your passage to Dune on this Highliner. If the Emperor discovers this, I will be executed. He is
keep
not
it
a
quiet.
compassionate man.
I noticed.
You are here because of the prophecy.
No.
My sisterhood has studied your bloodline and your future. We have seen you die many times.
Yeah.
We have also seen you rise to command vast armies, bringing peace to Arrakis. Once. That is the prophecy. That is the future we seek.
Also, you notice the full motion videos, yeah, those are almost always going to be in a very small window because this is designed for like a 600 by 800 resolution, and I've had to kind of force this into being a something larger. Anyway, so you have as the intro said, the noble Atreides, the canonical heroes of Dune, the evil Harkonnen, who are the canonical bad guys of Dune, at least in the novels, and the non-canonical, but they've been included in every single version of Dune 2, the Ordos, who I think is like vaguely mentioned as a minor house, but yeah, they're really just kind of a Westworld or Westwood creation. Ironically enough, Ordos is wearing the colors the Atreides should wear. If you've ever read the novels, they always say that the Atreides are walking around in bright green outfits. But they wanted to make sure that the color difference between the Atreides and the Harkonnen were as different as possible. There's also an option for mercenaries, but I'm not going to be trying that just yet. But we're going to play as the Atreides, and we're going to meet the reason why we're playing as the Atreides right now.
House Atreides, yes, of Caladan, the water world. A fleet of ornithopters ensures the Atreides' ultimate air power.
Nice.
And the noble Duke Leto seeks to ally with the stealthy Fremen desert warriors. If the Fremen agree, the Duke may become unstoppable.
I'm not sure if that's clips from the David Lynch movie. Kind of looked like it, but it could just be in-house. I mean, Westwood at this point was actually making some serious cash. So could be yeah, they've made their own Fremen. So yes, we're gonna play House Atreides. Dune, Arrakis, desert planet. I'm not gonna say that too many times.
Atreides claimed strategic regions. Ordos moved in on the east. Harkonnen invade from the north.
Okay. So we're gonna save here and just VLP 1, mission 1.
Game saved.
Thank you. So I think it doesn't really matter which one of these you choose. In later missions, it's going to matter a whole lot more, but mission 1, it's a tutorial.
Welcome, conscripts. I am Nori Moneo, Mentat to the Duke. You won't regret joining Leto's men. Not when we won Dune and we're all rich with spice, eh? Riches? Is that why you come to this bloody sandpit? Crawling with Harkonnen who'd rather drink your blood than their mother's milk. Filled with worms, the length of 100 men, keeping you clinging to the safety of rocks like children. Let me remind you, we are here to fight for the Duke. For the Duke! We will mine spice in the Imperial Basin, and for the Duke, we will rid this land of Harkonnen. Keep that in mind, and you'll be Dune men yet.
So yes, that's the reason why we're playing as the Atreides. Our Mentat is being played by John Rhys Davies. Yes, the professor from Sliders, or Sala from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and you might know him as, I don't know, playing some dwarf in a movie called, like, Lord of the Rings or something. Played, like, Gimli or something like that. No one's ever heard of it. It's okay. Anyway, he eats up all the scenery. Just hamming it up, as you can see. And that's going to be our goal, is to watch as much of him eating the scenery as humanly possible. So, start on mission 1. Harvest spice from the Imperial Basin. Construct a spice refinery and refine it against the Harkonnen troops scattered around the basin. You have been assigned to only limited offensive forces. Use them wisely. You will have to learn the subtleties of mining as you go, but remember to build silos to store up spice. When you run out of storage space, you will lose unstored spice. Also, any buildings without adequate concrete foundations will need immediate repair and be vulnerable to erosive damage from the harsh environment. Your greatest adversary may be the elements. Objective: harvest 200 or 2,500 Solaris worth of spice, or I'm just going to call that credits. I'm not going to call them Solaris. Good luck. Description of new units and structures to build will be accessed from below. Okay. Harvester requires a heavy factory, or you're given one every time you make a refinery. No weapons, thus no range, and it moves at a slow 12 kilometers an hour. Armor heavy. Harvesters are resistant to bullets and use some degree high explosives. These units are vulnerable to missiles and high caliber guns. Harvesters are actually not terrible to send up against infantry units, because they just squish infantry units, and you can technically harvest them. I know in, like, the old DOS version, you would see, like, you know, a red splash coming out from behind the harvester if you quote-unquote harvest a infantry unit, but not sure about here. Concrete requires a construction yard. Purpose: if buildings are not placed on concrete, they will be damaged. Buildings can be repaired, but the building sits completely on will suffer continual weathering damage from the erosive desert environment. So, Put buildings on concrete, ideally. Armor medium. Concrete is vulnerable to most weapon types. Concrete cannot be repaired if damaged. Note that. Construction yards. Requires nothing. Built by mobile construction vehicles. Purpose. Construction yards is the foundation of any base built on Arrakis. Construction yards produce a small amount of power and required for building any new structures. Protect this structure is critical to the success of your base. Armor medium. Construction yards are fairly strong but vulnerable to varying degrees of all types of weapons. So yeah, construction yards need to protect. Wind traps. Provide power and water to an installation. Large above ground ducts funnel wind currents down into the massive turbines to your power generators and humidity extractors. Armor light. Wind traps are vulnerable to most types of weapons. So this is what powers our stuff, but they're kind of vulnerable. Refineries. This is one of the big things that we need. Refinery is the basis of all spice production on Dune. Harvesters transport mine spice to the refinery, where it's converted into credits. See, I'm not going to call them credit or Solaris because the game calls them credits, so I'm calling them credits. Refined spice is automatically distributed among the silos and refineries for storage. A refinery can store up to 2,000 spice. A spice harvester is delivered via carryall once a refinery is built. Armor medium. Refineries are vulnerable to most types of weapons. Silos. Spice silos allow the player to store 1,500 harvested spice. When a refinery completes processing, excess spice is automatically distributed among the silos and refineries. Harvesting spice exceeds build them to keep on getting stuff. So let's start. So
Building.
let's start by making some concrete. Oh,
Construction complete.
we are already in combat.
Commander. Commander.
Unit lost.
No, that's not a good
Ready,
thing.
Commander. Orders, sir? Yes, sir. Ready, Commander. Yes, sir. Trainees out. Orders, sir? For the Duke. Standing by.
Building.
Orders confirmed.
So if I can hit Control
Construction
1, I can give these people a
Orders,
designation. Control 2, my infantry.
Building.
So let's build the wind trap here.
sir. For the Duke. Commander. Let's go. Ready, Commander. Trainees out. Standing by.
So let's send our people out to find stuff.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Standing by. Orders confirmed.
Construction complete.
Let's go.
Building.
Ready, Commander. Yes, sir. Orders confirmed.
Construction complete.
Orders confirmed. Yes, sir.
I guess that rock there, they don't like. Yeah.
Building.
Commander. Orders confirmed. Ready, Commander.
So I'm just
Construction
sending people out
complete.
to scout around, see what's going on.
Building.
Trainees out. Reporting.
Construction complete.
Orders confirmed.
Building.
I think that's enough.
Reporting. Orders confirmed. Ready, Commander. Reporting. Orders confirmed. Ready, Commander. Trainees
Now,
out.
this first mission is in a super small map, as you can see. They get a lot larger
Let's go.
later, but here you can pretty much
Orders confirmed.
see everything from
Yes, sir.
the very beginning.
Standing by. Yes, Commander.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Oh, nice. Ah, there we are.
Ready, Commander. For the Duke. Trainees out.
Construction complete.
So if I hold shift,
Orders, sir.
oh,
Orders, sir.
uh-oh.
Orders, sir.
enemies have also been reinforced.
Orders, sir? Ready,
So
Commander.
let's just send everybody there.
New construction options.
Now we're going to need to build at least one silo. Because we need to hold
Construction complete.
25,000 or 2,500 spice, and the refinery only holds 2,000. So with this, we should be okay. Just requires time.
Atreides out.
Let's see. I think that's just a thingy.
Worm sign.
Okay.
For the Duke.
See where that happened. Ah, there's the worm sign. Let's,
Ready, Commander. Atreides out.
you're gonna be our, unfortunate, example here. So, by worm sign, they mean the Salhulud, or the sandworms of Dune, who, are the native inhabitants, and
Atreides out.
they aren't particularly happy we're on their
Atreides
planet.
out. Yes, sir.
Remember, if you walk without rhythm, you don't attract the worm. Unfortunately,
For the Duke.
these people aren't nearly as...
Sir. Atreides out. Yes, sir. Reporting.
Maybe I need something heavier?
Let's go. Orders confirmed. Yes, Commander.
There it is.
Attack.
Yeah, so... essentially that's what a worm sign is that, there's a
Ready, Commander.
big monster underneath the sand that wants to eat you. Looks an awful lot like the sandworms from Beetlejuice. I'm sure that's not coincidental.
Worm sign.
Let's see, over here, because we're... got time. I've got repair, which... nothing needs repairing. I can sell buildings. I don't want to do that. I can tell people to guard, or I can tell people to just run the heck away. Crank the game speed up to maximum. Yeah, this orange stuff, this is the spice. This is what we need to make money. The darker areas that has like
Worm sign.
a lot more spice on it, so a harvester will go there at least
Mission complete.
twice as often as the other places. And yep, this is back when we had scores to these things. Now no one really cares. Yeah, I played this game a little bit earlier just to see how it is, so... we are the rating of Sand Flea. Don't worry, it'll get better. In fact, we scored a bit higher than last time. Yay!
Atreides captured more territory and
Yay.
drove the Ordos out. Ordos head for the Harkonnen. Harkonnen expanded their borders.
So, it looks like the Ordos and the Harkonnen are planning on doing a rumble. Well, we're just sort of chilling. So, I'm going to call that the first video, and when we come back, Mission 2 of Dune 2000. Have a good one.